Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. Good day for me. I had a question. I've had a question a couple times. Somebody asked me how many sprays uh, they're going to get out of a decant. Uh, and I went with 8 mil because 8 mil seems to be the size of most decanters you buy online, right? Scentbird, Fragrance.com, and a couple other places. Tends to be the size, right? So why they wouldn't go 10, I don't know, but 8 seems to be the size. But you can easily extrapolate different sizes once you know the with basic math, multiplication, division. There's some decimals in there. I know that sucks, but uh, easy math, easy math. Um, I say easy. Not everybody's. I've never had a problem with math. As a matter of fact, between grade 3 and grade 8, I was in advanced math class. Uh, and then after that, girls happened, sports happened, girls. Did I mention girls? So, yeah. Uh, but this isn't hard math to do for anybody. And if I've messed up my math, that's always possible because I don't do a calculator. Usually I do by hand. And please feel free to check it if you want. And but I think it's pretty accurate. Anyway, the question was how many milliliters or how many sprays do I get in a milliliter? And or in a decant. And I figured what they were actually asking is how many wearings do I get? Well, all that is gonna be vary a little bit from fragrance to fragrance, all that stuff. So what I did is I filled this 8 mil up with water, just to where most places fill it up, just under the thread. And I'm gonna spray it out and give you how many sprays I get. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what? I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Sprayed them all out. I did this 10 times. And it's empty. I did it 10 times. And each time I got a different number, but kind of within, or not each time, but, I got, 4 or 5 different numbers, all within a couple numbers of each other. So I got between 127 and 133 sprays. So we'll go with 130. It's easier to do math with round numbers, especially if they end in 0 or 5. It's super easy. So what I did is I took 8 millimeters divided by 130, which gives me 0.06 milliliters per spray. Now I took that uh, uh, 0.6 milliliters and marked it up to instead of 8 milliliters, 10 milliliters, because you might get a 10 mil decant from like a person, and that gives me 166 sprays per 10 milliliter and 130 sprays for 8 milliliters, like I said. Figuring out how many wears that is actually pretty simple too. It's just a matter of basic division. You take your 130 and divide it by the amount of sprays you use, and there's going to be decimals. I just got rid of the decimals, took the whole number. It's 0.33, 0.198, I mean, come on. I just took the whole number. I didn't even round up or down. I just took the whole number. And so you take the 130 for 8 milliliters and divide it by how many sprays you're going to use. And I got a couple different ones to give you how many sprays, or how many uses you're going to get if you use this many sprays. So if you use 3 sprays at 130, 130 sprays, 3 divided by 130 is you get 43 wearings. If you use 4, you get 32. If you use 5, you get 26. If you use 6 sprays, you get 21. And if you use 10, 10 is super easy. It was 13.3, so 13 wearings. That's with an 8 mil. With the 10 mil, like I said, because that seems to be 10 and 5 is what you usually get from non-stores, just people selling decants. And so with 10 mils, 3 sprays, you get 55 wearings. 4 sprays, you get 41. 5 sprays, you get 33. 6 sprays, you get 27. 10 sprays, you get 16. You know, so, and you just half that for 5 mils, right? 5 mils, 3 sprays, 27, 4, 25, 16, 6, 13, 10, 8. You know, it is what it is. So on average, I say most people we're going to go right in the middle and say use 5. So for something like this, an 8 mil you're going to buy from here, or you know, Scentbird, whatever, you're going to get 26 wearings. That's enough. That's a month of cologne basically in one of these bottles. If you wear it pretty much daily, skip a couple days, but you're getting basically a month of fragrance out of one of these, a month's worth. So that's enough, especially the price. I think most of it's $15. I mean, that's kind of a pretty good price. Again, you got to do the price per mil and all that stuff. You can figure that out, the math right there. Everything is extractive. Everything is extractive. You can extract everything from those numbers. You know what I mean? It's easy. Again, first off, this is just an average too. This isn't super scientific or anything. I also know that this was water, so that could affect it by a couple sprays, but not much. You know, the viscosity is going to affect it of the juice, the atomizer, even the same atomizer. You can get 5 of these from Scentbird, and pretty much identical. And the atomizer can be just slightly different on each one of them. You might get a couple more in this one. You might get a couple less on this one. I think that's why they say you get 30 sprays. I got 32 when I did the math, remember? And 4 sprays. They say 4 sprays, you get 30 applications of 4 sprays. I got 32. So I think they just went low on the math just because, you know, there's always somebody, you said I'd get 32 or 33 and I got 31, you know. I want my money back. You owe me compensation. So I think they just went low on the lowest of the low end. But they're not off by a lot. Like I said, I got 32, they got 30. So it's pretty good, right? Yeah, but climate can change it. Like I said, even the same atomizer off the same line from the same company can be slightly different. So this isn't super scientific. It is very, very close, I think, though. And I know math's not everybody's favorite subject, but you asked, I told you. So yeah, I would, your basic Scentbird decant you buy, 8 mils. Said average sprays, we're going to go with 5 because it's right in the middle. 26 days. So now certain fragrances, like I said, going to require more that are lighter. Of course, certain fragrances going to require less that are lighter. You can get away with 2 sometimes, and if that's the case, just half it. If you've got 130, divided by 2 is 50, 65 wears, right? I mean, it's just basic math, guys. But that's it. I hope that helps because, I mean, like I said, some people just, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Somebody's not good with math doesn't mean they're not smart. They might be able to build an engine with their eyes closed. I can't do that, you know. So everybody's smart in different ways, and I'm not even super smart at math. I mean, I've always been able to get it at some point. You know, take me a few tries, but so yeah, guys, that's it. I hope it helps. Like I said, so basically, one of these will get you a month's supply of fragrance, and that's up to you to decide if it's worth the money. I don't know how much these subscription Netflix of fragrance. I don't know how much they charge a month, but I could figure out the per milliliter, but you'd have to figure out the per milliliter price on every different price fragrance, and that would just be ridiculous. But I imagine you're probably looking at just under $1 per basic designer, maybe over $1, maybe even $2 for some of the more expensive niche fragrances. But you can figure that out, really. And like I said, not the most super accurate, but it's pretty accurate, I think. Give or take 4 or 5 sprays. I think it's within reason to say that you're getting about a month's supply. And for you wondering, I put that Hawas ice in here. I still got enough to do 3 more of these. So Yeah, that's more than enough Hawas ice. And well, I'll never probably wear this one, let alone at least two more, maybe not three. I could fill it up. I mean, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 months of Hawas ice. I don't think in my whole life I'll ever wear that much. So, but anyway, yeah, that's what it is, guys. I hope that helped. I know a little boring math, but somebody asked, and it was one of the things I could help you with, so I did. All right, guys, peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.